Some children learn early that their voice doesn't matter, not because they were told, but because no one ever listened. In the next 7 minutes, you'll understand why being ignored as a child is worse than being yelled at, what this does to your sense of self, and why you still feel invisible even when people are looking right at you. If you were the child no one noticed, this will hurt. Have you ever felt like you're screaming in a room full of people and no one hears you? That's what it's like to be the ignored child. Not abused, not neglected in the obvious ways, just forgotten. Their feelings don't get acknowledged. Their achievements don't get celebrated. Their pain doesn't get seen. And over time, they learn a brutal lesson. I don't matter. This is called emotional neglect, and it's one of the most damaging forms of childhood trauma. Because at least the yelled-at child knows they exist. The punished child knows they have an impact. But the ignored child? They're not even sure they're real. Psychology calls this chronic invisibility. It's the quiet erasure of a child's emotional existence. And it doesn't start with malice. Maybe the parents were overwhelmed, depressed, distracted. Maybe they thought quiet child equals happy child. So when the child tried to share, "Mom, look what I made." "Not now, I'm busy." "Hey, Dad, I'm scared." "You're fine, stop being dramatic." "Can we talk?" Silence. The child learns, my emotions are inconvenient. My needs are a burden. I should disappear. And they do. They stop asking, stop sharing, stop trying. Because rejection through indifference is still rejection. And it teaches the child something devastating. I am not worth attention. I am not worth time. I am not worth love. This becomes their core belief, and it follows them into every relationship they'll ever have. The ignored child grows into an adult who never asks for help, who minimizes their pain. Others have it worse, who feels guilty for having needs, who apologizes for existing. In relationships, they pick emotionally unavailable partners because neglect feels like home. They don't speak up when hurt because they learned no one cares anyway. They overfunction and people please, hoping that if they're useful enough, someone will finally see them. They become the friend who's always there for everyone, but never asks anyone to be there for them. Because deep down, they're still that child, waiting in a silent room, hoping someone will finally notice they exist. But here's what makes this worse. The ignored child can't even name what happened to them. There's no bruise to point to, no incident to report. Just the quiet accumulation of moments when they should have been seen and weren't. So they grow up thinking, my childhood was fine. I had food, clothes, a roof. But inside, something is missing. A hole where validation should have been. A void where presence should have lived. And they spend their adult life trying to fill it. Through achievement, through perfection, through serving others, hoping someone will finally say, I see you, you matter. But no amount of external validation can heal what wasn't given in childhood. Because the wound isn't about needing attention now. It's about needing to be seen then when you were small and forming your sense of self. And when that doesn't happen, you grow up believing, I am not enough. I am too much. I am invisible unless I'm useful. This is the psychology of the ignored child. And if this is you, you need to hear this. You weren't invisible because you didn't matter. You were invisible because they couldn't see. Maybe they were lost in their own pain. Maybe they never learned how to be present. but their blindness was never proof of your worthlessness. So here's what you're going to do. Close your eyes. Go back to that child sitting alone in their room, waiting for someone to knock on the door, and say what no one ever said. I see you. I hear you. You matter. Say it until you feel it, because healing doesn't come from being seen by others. It comes from finally seeing yourself and refusing to disappear anymore. The ignored child grows up thinking, if I'm quiet enough, I won't be a burden. If I'm small enough, I won't be rejected. If I'm invisible enough, I won't be hurt. But you were never a burden. You were a child who deserved to be seen. And now, as an adult, you get to choose. Keep disappearing to make others comfortable. Or finally take up space. Start by doing one thing this week that makes you visible. Say no when you want to. Ask for help when you need it. Share how you feel without apologizing. It will feel terrifying, because visibility feels dangerous when you learn that invisibility keeps you safe. But you're not that child anymore. You're the adult who can finally give yourself what they never did. Permission to exist. Permission to be seen. Permission to matter. If this described your childhood, comment, I see you now. If you know someone living in quiet invisibility, send them this. Sometimes people just need to know they're not alone in the silence.